All right. Welcome back to another episode of Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, the Daily Walk Edition. This is episode number 47, and I'm back at Red Morton Park after I got rained out yesterday and I had to do an in-studio video. I wasn't able to get out and do my daily walk, which sucks because I love doing at least a 5 to 7 mile walk every day while I record this video. Typically, I'll do a couple miles while I record the video, and then I'll do another, 4 or 5 miles or so afterwards. But it rained all day yesterday in the San Francisco Bay Area, so it was an indoor day. Got a lot of other things done. Didn't make any plans for my Sunday. I kind of took Sunday off, the day of rest, and focused on some other things. But I'm back today, and I have another great topic for you folks. I was actually able to do an in-studio video yesterday, and check that out if you didn't see it yet. I pretty much mentioned a bunch of things on, how I'm going to be handling stuff from here on out. So definitely check it out. I talked about my thoughts about memes, my thoughts about responding to certain videos and people in the future, yada, yada, yada. Just check it out, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. And interestingly enough, I'm at the park pretty close to 1 in the afternoon, and it's pretty freaking busy. A lot of people are out. I think a lot of people are at the senior center. The seniors are always out because they're pretty much retired. And just some other people are out here as well. I guess because yesterday no one could come here. It was just pouring cats and dogs all day. So enough of that. Let's just dive into it and get right to it here. The topic of today is Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli Daily Walk Edition, episode number 47, is my thoughts on dating women in a transition period. My thoughts on dating women in a transition period. And I'm also going to be discussing Coach Eli service and YouTube channel name updates. One more time. The topic of today is Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. The Daily Walk Edition, episode number 47, is my thoughts on dating women in a transition period, and Coach Eli service and channel and YouTube channel name updates. Well, why don't we do this in reverse order? Why don't we talk about the updates first, and then we'll get to that very interesting topic that I mentioned, which I have plenty of lifetime experience on. I can actually look back now and realize that many of the women that I've dated in the past were in a transition period of some sort. And I'll explain, how I feel that affected, the relationship. You don't learn about this stuff and you don't see this stuff clearly until you've gone through it a few times. And then you can look back and say, wow, what was part of the reason why my relationship didn't work out? It's not the only reason, but what was part of the reason? Maybe she was going through a transition period and just needed anyone to be there. That's all I'm going to say about that so far. That's where that topic's going to head in just a little bit here. But let's talk about the changes, okay? So last week I mentioned that I was adding a couple of paid services to my business. One was requested by a follower of mine, and this person was saying, are you going to take topic requests for a donation, such as Sandman does? Sandman is another creator out here on YouTube. He's pretty much a MGTOW content creator, and he's been doing it for quite a while. I think he has well over 100,000 subscribers, and for a donation, he will, tackle any subject that you send his way. So I figured I would do the same thing. Now, before I, mention those two new services there, I also do have a free service where anyone can submit their questions, comments, concerns um, regarding anything. You can share your stories with me. And if I feel that your story is worthy enough to the point of where, I'm not saying that all stories aren't worthy, they are. But if it's worth it for me to put it out there where I feel my entire audience would benefit from it, I will go ahead and respond to, you know, that in a future video at no cost. But what if you want me to tackle a particular subject that, is more so catered, towards you and not catered towards a broad audience? Okay. I'm still willing to do that and put it out there publicly, but that's going to be now considered a topic request video, and it's going to cost $19, a measly $19. Okay. And you can go to my website at coacheli.com/coaching, or just go to coach.eliasmelas.com and click on the coaching services tab and scroll all the way to the bottom of the services, and you'll see that option there. Okay. So, that's another option I've added onto my services. And basically, what you do is you go there and you are, you pay for the service, and then there are instructions there to email me, the topic that you'd like for me to discuss. I'm going to make it very, very clear, and this is also stated on my website, that I will not be doing topic requests where you ask me to bash another YouTube content creator or another troll, or, I will not do any topic requests that are demeaning or disrespectful. I'm looking for serious nature topics, something that you may be struggling with, or you're curious about, or you want to learn more about. And, that's what the purpose of, the topic request video is about. I also have one more new service out there, and that's the private personal coaching video. Okay, the private personal coaching video is $49 because this is going to be a video that is going to be personally catered to you. It will not be made public on YouTube. It will not even be uploaded to YouTube. I will personally host this video on my server, my personal server. And once I complete the video, you will be sent a link through email where only you are able to access this. This video is not searchable through Google, and you or anyone else with the link are the only people that will be able to view it, and you're going to be the only one that gets the link. So it's not like a YouTube video where, if you make it unlisted, it's on YouTube servers, and there are ways people can find out, how to get an unlisted link. So that's why I'm not hosting this on YouTube, because it would be way too easy for other people to find this video, and I want to make this a completely private service. So the private personal coaching video will be a video where you can email me, 3 to 4 paragraphs, share with me what you're struggling with, share your story with me, whether it's a relationship issue, whether it's a business issue, maybe it's a combination of both, whatever you need help with, okay? I will respond to you in a private video that will be uploaded to my private server, and you're going to be the only one that gets the link. When you get that link, you're going to either be able to stream the video on any mobile device or any laptop or desktop. But if you want to download a copy of it, you will need to download it on your laptop or desktop. There's not an option to download it on your smartphone. And even if you're able to find a way to download it on your smartphone, I wouldn't recommend it because it's going to be a rather large file, and you don't want to suck up your phone's memory. Video is something that takes up a ton of memory on your phone, so it's better to stream stuff on your phone if you want to watch it right away, or your tablet or whatever. But if you want to download it, get on your desktop or laptop and download it there. Okay, so with both these options I just mentioned, you're going to actually, I will respond to those videos, or respond to those requests within 7 days or less, depending on my workload. As far as the private personal coaching video goes, once I send you the link to your private personal coaching video, from that point, you will have 7 days to view it or 7 days to download it. After 7 days, it will be removed from my server, and there will be no record kept of this video. So, those instructions will be actually sent to you by email as well, and they're also on my website within the package description that you'll see before you purchase it. Okay, so you will have 7 days to download it. If you do not download it within 7 days, and then I delete it from my server, there will be no way to get a copy of it in the future, and there will be no refunds. As with all my services, please be very, very certain that you want to use a service, because once you make a purchase to any one of my services, there are absolutely no refunds. I put that very, very clearly on my coaching services page. I don't want to be dealing with PayPal and lots of back and forth and stuff like that. I want to make it very simple. You either want the service or you don't want the service. So be 100% certain before you purchase any paid service from Coach Eli, because there are absolutely no refunds. And if you're thinking that you'll be able to get a refund, PayPal, even if you dispute the charge, PayPal will not refund you, especially when you clearly stated on your website that there are no refunds. Okay? So just letting you folks know, if you're the type of people that, change your mind on stuff, you will not get a refund once you make that purchase. Okay? So those are the two services I have available now, in addition to my phone coaching and in addition to my email coaching. All my services are now very reasonably priced. I've reduced all my prices, even on my former packages that were available in the past for email and phone coaching. I want to make this as affordable and simple for you folks to get what you want. And for those of you out there that feel you don't need a little extra hand holding and need any of my paid coaching services, but do enjoy watching my content and appreciate what I do, you can show your appreciation by making a donation in any amount by going to my website, coacheliasmelas.com/donate, or just go to coacheliasmelas.com and then click on the donate tab, and you're going to see a PayPal button on the bottom there. It will redirect you to another page to enter the amount, and you can donate any amount that's equal to the value you feel you've been receiving. So donations are not required, but they are greatly appreciated. It takes a lot of time and effort to create these videos on an almost daily basis here. Okay? So enough about that. Let's get to the YouTube channel name change I just made today that many of you may not notice until this video comes out. So when I first came back to YouTube a little over a month ago, I wasn't quite certain where I wanted to take things. And I decided I was going to name my channel Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. I did that for a little while, and then I started thinking, what am I really doing out here? What is my real purpose out here? Who am I, primarily looking to target? I'm looking to target people that are, still open to dating and possibly marrying someone, getting married. And in the communities that I've been involved with in the past that I have a pre-established network, the MGTOW community, those are called the Purple Pillars. So I changed my name several weeks ago to Coach Eli, Authentic Purple Pill Coaching. Okay? And today I started really thinking, I'm like, how am I really going to get this message out, and who do I really want to target, and how am I going to reach these people? Well, I need to make people aware that even though I am not MGTOW, I am a man going my own way, but I'm not technically considered MGTOW according to, the MGTOW philosophy. Okay? Basically, in my opinion, and many people will challenge this, the only real MGTOWs out there are men that pretty much have gone monk and, do not, date women at all, do not have sex with women, do not pump and dump, do not associate with women at all in any romantic way. They only associate with women in regards to business transactions, or if they go to a supermarket and they have a female checker, etc. They don't sleep with women, they don't date women, they don't marry women, etc. In my opinion, those are the only real true MGTOWs. Okay? Now, if you pump and dump women but don't cohabitate and you don't date or marry women, and you want to consider yourself MGTOW, it's your choice. There's nobody out there that's the leader of MGTOW. There's nobody out there saying that this is MGTOW and this isn't MGTOW. But from what I've learned and from what makes the most sense to me, the only real true MGTOWs are the men that withdraw completely from women, including not having casual sex with them. Okay? And here's my reasoning for it. My reasoning for it is because if you consider yourself MGTOW and you don't want children, you don't want to get married, you don't want any of the headaches that I guess potentially come along with women, okay? Even if you're just pumping and dumping women, there's still a chance you can get her pregnant. Even if, she says that she's fixed, she's on birth control, even if she says, I'm menopausing, I can't get pregnant. I've heard stories where women lie about that. You guys are still at risk. So how can you consider yourself to be MGTOW if you're pumping and dumping women and there's a chance that you can still get her pregnant? Even if you use condoms, they're not 100%. As long as you're sleeping with women, and even if you're taking every single precaution, 100%. I've heard even stories of women getting pregnant that were on birth control and the guy was using the condom. There's always a risk. In my opinion, the real, true, authentic people that should call themselves MGTOW are people that just don't have sex with women. The monks, they completely withdraw. They only associate with women when necessary, maybe for business purposes. Like I said, if you go to the supermarket and you get a female checker, you're not going to say, well, I'm not going to shop here today because the checker is female. That's understood. But you know what I'm saying. So the reason why I changed my channel name is because I have this MGTOW knowledge, and I wanted to make people aware that even though I'm not MGTOW, I have MGTOW knowledge. And I navigate the matrix, or navigate this modern world having, red pill MGTOW knowledge, but I choose to navigate it through the realm of what's known as the purple pill. Okay? So I changed my name to Coach Eli. Okay? Purple pill mentor with MGTOW knowledge. One more time, my new channel name is now Coach Eli, Purple Pill Mentor with MGTOW knowledge. There's nothing wrong with me saying I have MGTOW knowledge. There's nothing wrong with me saying I'm a Purple Pill Mentor, because that's who I am. I still, want to date women. I still would consider possibly getting married one day because I do want to have a family and keep my family name going, okay? I still believe in all that, but I also understand the stove is hot, and I understand not only what's happened to me in the past, but what could happen to me in the future should I choose to continue down this path. So, my job as a coach is going to be to not only help men understand this, but also help women understand this as well. Because if we can help women understand and better understand MGTOW knowledge, through the realm of the purple pill using red pill awareness, red pill MGTOW awareness, maybe people will go into things, a little bit differently. Okay. Maybe women might change their perception of what's really going on and start behaving differently than many of the feminists have been behaving. Okay, maybe some women will stop taking advantage of men because of this, because they know that the man's not going to put up with it because he's aware of all the games. Those are just a bunch of example purposes there. So, that's my new channel name, Coach Eli, Purple Pill Mentor with MGTOW knowledge. A lot of people out there might say, hey, you stole that from a guy named Darius, who used to be known as MGTOW Knowledge Darius. No, I didn't steal that from anybody. I wasn't even thinking about Darius when I put that out there. I just wanted people to know exactly what my purpose is out here. And here's the thing. MGTOW is pretty much where the majority of men are congregating to nowadays. The majority of men are initially seeking information through MGTOW when they come out online. So I want people to easily be able to find me so I can help them navigate through this crazy modern world we all live in as best as possible. Because the difference between myself and some other people that share MGTOW knowledge is that I actually care about people completely. And I'm the type of person that will go above and beyond to ensure that, you understand the information. And I will go above and beyond the point of making money. Some people through MGTOW, what I've noticed in the past, and we call these guys shills, they were helping guys out, but they were more focused on the money. Now, granted, this is a business. I want to make money. Don't get me wrong. But just because I'm making money from you doesn't mean I'm not going to fully help you and not invest my full interest in you. Because for anyone that uses my paid services, I will go above and beyond for you. I will always be there for you. Okay? I will support you at a greater level, obviously, than I'm supporting, my, non-paid followers. It doesn't mean I don't care about my non-paid followers. I do. I give you folks a lot of free content every single day, and I pretty much share all my information through these videos. Where I feel people need the paid coaching services are people that are oblivious, people that maybe just got out of a relationship and they're so emotional and it's hard for them to comprehend these videos and they just need somebody to listen to. A lot of times it's more about just needing someone to listen to their problems and to tell them that everything's going to be okay. And then answer their questions in a live phone conversation or maybe through an email, okay, or a private personal coaching video, okay? So that's a little bit more there about why I changed my YouTube channel name. I'm sure some people out there will not like that. I'm sure some people will create videos on that, do live streams on it, dissect it. You know who you are, I'm no longer mentioning your names or, contributing to your stuff anymore like I mentioned in my video yesterday. Do what you got to do. I'm going to continue doing what I got to do because I have a mission, a purpose, and a passion of doing this. And I'm telling you folks right now, Coach Eli's network is going to explode. It's going to explode, and together we're going to start making this world a better place, not only for men out there, but for women as well. Because you can't sit there and tell me, to the guys out there that are actually MGTOW monks, that you didn't wish things were different. Because if things were not the way they are in today's day and age of modern day feminism and radical feminism, You'd want to be with a lady. What man does not naturally want to be with a lady and cohabitate with a lady and enjoy life with a lady and procreate with a lady? That's what the purpose of life has always been. But I understand why you guys have withdrawn, because the stove is way too hot. I get it. I get it. And even though I know the stove is very, very hot, I just don't want to withdraw. I want to fight it. I'm a fighter. I'm not saying that you guys that have withdrawn are not fighters. A lot of you guys have gotten older and you're like, you know what? It's just not worth the risk. I'm closer to retirement. I can't afford to have someone take me for half my shit right now. I get it. I'm still at a point at age 45 where I have time if something goes wrong to recover from it. So I totally get it. But anyway, let's move forward here. How long have we gone for already? How long have we gone for? I can't even see. 26 minutes. Okay. Let's talk about today's topic. Let's talk about dating women that are in a transition period. Okay? Dating women that are in a transition period. I have lots of experience with this. And many of my past relationships involved dating women that were in a transition period of some sort. Now, when I say transition period, it could mean one of many things. Maybe they just graduated college and they're starting a new job and they're focused on their career, and it's taking up a lot of time to get things started at their new job. And maybe if you start dating someone in that situation, they might not be able to focus as much time on your relationship, so it may not work out. That is a transition period right there. Another transition period would be going from high school to college. Okay. One of the most major transition periods for women, especially when women get older. And a lot of guys in their 30s, especially their late 30s to early 40s, will start seeing this. I started seeing this a lot in my recent relationships, is that a lot of women have gone through divorce with or without kids. Most of them have kids. And, what happens, from what I've noticed when these women go through a divorce, a lot of them will take a little time off. They'll take about 6 to 8 or 9 months off, and then they'll start missing the company of a man. They'll put themselves online, like on Match.com, for example, and they'll start looking for a decent guy. Okay? And in many cases, in pretty much all of my recent relationships, okay, I may not have realized it at the time, but looking back, I was dating women that were going through a transition period of a divorce or something else. But primarily, the last several relationships were with women that had recently gotten out of a divorce, or even one that was legally separated and not even divorced yet. And a couple of relationships ago, I mentioned this one before. This is the veterinarian I was dating for a little over a year. When we got together, we hit it off. Everything was great. And, about 2.5 months into it, she got me to profess my love to her, even though I wasn't ready to do it. But, I ended up doing it anyways. That was a mistake there. And I'm not going to say that she wasn't really into me at that point, because subconsciously, what I really feel she was, thinking is that she just needs somebody to be around to help her get through this time, to help her get through her, divorce settlement. And what did I do for this woman? Yeah, we had great sex, and we spent time together. We did things together. And, initially I enjoyed her company. Okay. And at one point, it was funny. At one point, she even said this. At one point, she mentioned, I couldn't do this without you. I even asked her, there were a lot of things I did for her. She had 2 cats and 2 dogs. And, there were times where I would babysit her cats and dogs while she had some things to do. She had some meetings to attend to at her work. She was also um, um, uh, in the Army, active duty. So there were times where she had to go away for a week or two, and I watched her cats and dogs at her place instead of her having to pay a couple $1,000s to put them in boarding for a couple of weeks. I saved her the money, and I even asked her, well, what would you have done if I wasn't around back then? And she goes, I don't know what I would have done without you. So she was acknowledging the fact that she couldn't do this without me. So to you ladies out there, there's still a purpose for men. There's a good purpose for men. We're a great team member as long as you stick around and you're loyal to us and you just don't use us to get over the hump of something like a you know um, divorce that's pending, which is what happened in this situation. So this is a situation where, had I known better, had I had past experience in dealing with a situation like this, I would have known that this woman, even though it appeared that we got along initially, we were attracted to each other, we had great sex and all that, the bottom line is she just needed someone to carry her across the pond, per se. Okay? And what happened? She kept me around long enough until she finally, settled her divorce. I tried to help her with that. I connected her with many people that I know, including a lawyer that saved her a lot of money, a discounted lawyer that's very trustworthy. And she kept dragging it on, and finally she settled because she was the breadwinner in her marriage. And once she settled, she had already lined up my replacement because she had cheated on me with my replacement towards the end of our relationship. And who the hell knows? There was a period of time where I was watching her dogs and cats for a couple of weeks where she said she went back east to go to this army training or some shit like that. Maybe she met this guy back there. Maybe she didn't even go back there. Well, I did pick her up and take her to the airport, but I never saw her ticket, so I don't know where she went. Maybe this all happened behind my back while I was sitting there babysitting her dogs. I look back now and I'm like, shit. God, I should have known better. This woman was in a transition period. She's going through a divorce. She's not even divorced yet. She's legally separated. And there was nothing in this for me from the very beginning. I hate to say this, but all she would have been good for is like a fuck buddy or friends with benefits. And I probably could have, made it into that type of relationship, but that's not the kind of guy that I am. I will not use a woman as a fuck buddy or friends with benefits or pretend to just like her just to get sex with her until I'm ready to leave her, even though I know she's not really ready for a relationship. So the bottom line is that was just a really shitty situation that I learned and will never put myself into again because this woman was in a transition period. Okay? Now, I kind of looked into her just for shits and giggles over the past several months. I found out the guy that she cheated on me with is now her husband. She got remarried again. Didn't learn her lesson about her first divorce. Got remarried, within a year or so or less after she got divorced. Married this guy. I know for a fact she's the breadwinner, and she bought a house in Southern California with him. And the way I know it is because the information is public, and when you look at the information, her name is listed up top, on top of his. Typically, the main person applying for the loan and shit's listed on the top. It used to be the man was on top of everything, and then the woman would be on bottom. It would be like, if you were marrying Bob Smith, it would be Bob Smith, and below that would be Mary Smith. In this case, it was her name on top of his name. Plus, she gets VA loans, so, she had to qualify for the loan through the VA, being an Army veteran. Okay? So look what happened there. Okay? She used me as a stepping stone and basically, uh, got through a tough time that she would not have been able to make it through without me and me doing everything I did for her. I was stupid. Okay. And now she's where she wants to be. And remember what she said in the middle of our relationship when I asked her, what would you have done if I wasn't around? And she said, I couldn't have done this without you. She had the nerve to say I couldn't have done this without you, but then she still cheated on me, left me, and monkey branched to another guy, the guy that she cheated on me with, and now they're married, living happily ever after in Southern California. Congratulations, more power to you. That's how fucked up some women are nowadays. I won't only say women because men are capable of doing things like that as well, but in today's, modern world of, radical feminism and women having more power, women are more so playing those games than men. And that's part of what I do out here on my videos. I expose that stuff through my experiences. And I've had other relationships where I've dated women that were, 6 to 8 or 9 months out of a divorce. And I'm not saying that these relationships were bad. They really weren't. But these women were also going through a transition period where, they used to be financially stable. And then when they got out of their marriage, they had to switch careers for a certain reason. And then when they got with me, they were in a desperate situation where they were about to lose it all. And then I helped them get back on their feet. And once they got back on their feet, shortly afterwards, I'm out of the picture. This was another situation. I'm just kind of mentioning a couple of my situations of, what I've experienced through dating women that are in a transition period. Now, does that mean that if you're dating a woman that's in a transition period that it won't work? No, I'm not saying that there's no chance that it will work. But whether the woman in that situation realizes it consciously or subconsciously, okay, subconsciously, they're probably thinking that, okay, maybe this isn't the ideal, guy that I would want to be dating, but he's here during a time where I just need support from any half-decent man, half-decent looking man that, is emotionally supportive, takes me to dinners, helps me, accomplish my goals and dreams. Okay. A lot of times, this is on a woman's subconscious, but it's not on her conscience. So she may not be completely fully aware of it, but within her subconscious, it's there. She knows it. And interestingly enough, in one of these relationships that I was in, I had this particular ex, this is from a while back, tell me that, maybe I was just, lonely after my divorce, which is, why this worked out. Maybe I just needed some company from someone that was going to respect me better than my husband did or be there for me more than my husband. Like this particular ex had the nerve to tell me that. But I will say, I appreciate the fact that she was truthful. And it hurt, I'll tell you. It fucking hurt hearing that from her, but at least I can respect the fact that that was probably one of the most truthful things this particular ex told me after she broke it off with me. And this was another ex, like I said, I considered being in the transition period when I started dating her. And it's so funny how I'll share this. It's just very interesting. Like a lot of these women that I've dated that are in a transition period. Okay. Like when you meet them, they're like instantly attracted to you. They're attached to you. They will come up to you and start making out with you. Like these women that broke it off with me that were in a transition period, like when I first met them, like even the first time I met them, they gave me a big hug. They started kissing me, and it wasn't just a regular kiss. It was a passionate kiss. They could feel like the emotion, and it felt real, and it made me feel like it was real. But I look back and I question, was it real, or was it something that they just needed at that time because they were going through a transition period of a divorce, and they were longing for something from any half-decent guy that would come along and show that to them when they weren't getting that from their ex-husband or ex-husband-to-be. Okay? That's the kind of shit that you have to look at in today's day and age. That's the kind of stuff you have to look at. Because a lot of women out there will say, okay, is a man emotionally stable and emotionally available to date? And a lot of men are not. And they try to play it off like they are. Okay? Because maybe they need some emotional comfort from a woman. Even though that's not masculine energy, a lot of men are out there doing that. Okay? But at the same time, it's not just women questioning men whether they are emotionally available, okay, or emotionally healthy for a relationship. Okay, it's not just about women asking men that. It should be men looking to see, is the woman emotionally available? Is she emotionally healthy? Is she in a good place in her life? And if she's gone through a divorce recently, and when I say recently, I mean a year or less, okay? If she's gone through a divorce a year or less, I hate to say this, I'd be very cautious about dating a woman and getting emotionally attached with a woman that's less than a year out of a divorce. Okay, because again, they are going through a transition period. And even though they may say that, okay, I don't need a man, I can get through this myself, that's bullshit. Because in my experience, okay, it was otherwise. Even though the majority of the women that, I've dealt with in this situation of a transition period were grateful that I was there. And many of them in some way, shape, or form either told me or showed me that they couldn't have done it without me. But now we have women out there nowadays saying that we don't need a man for anything. Okay. If all the men were to move away from the planet Earth and move to Jupiter or somewhere, if we were to move to another planet or just leave Earth, would you women be able to survive without us? And my answer to that is no. I'm not saying that women are not capable of doing anything a man can do, but most women don't enjoy doing what a man can do. I mean, if you look above here, you see these electric poles here? You see all this shit here? Okay? The majority of people that go up on these electric poles are men. And if the power went out anywhere yesterday while it was pouring cats and dogs out here in the Bay Area, men would have to climb up and risk getting electrocuted because, when it's wet, it can cause electrocution a lot easier. Men risk their lives to restore the power. You as a woman ask yourself, would you want to do that? Is that something that fascinates you? Is that something you enjoy? Men enjoy doing that. Men enjoy doing things, and even sometimes doing risky things to take care of their communities and their families. And men are self-sufficient. We can fix all this shit on our own. I flip it around on the flip side, and I'm not saying that women are not capable of being self-sufficient. Because in most cases nowadays, they are in most things. But I still think there are things that women are either not capable of doing or just don't want to do. No disrespect. There are things that men aren't capable of doing that women are. No disrespect. It's just the way it is. So before I wrap this up, and how long have I gone for now? We are at 45 minutes. Let me start heading back to my car here before I drop this off and continue my walk. Before I end this video here, I'm beginning to believe that, you know, the modern day woman now is more so looking at certain men as transition men. The man that's going to help them cross the hill, cross the pond, get over the hump, right? So they can get what they really want. And how do you know? How do you know if you're in a situation where a woman is using you in that way? It's very difficult to know. It's very difficult to see because when you first meet someone and you have the physical chemistry and you feel an emotional bond and all that, the first 2, 3 months you're clouded by all that and you just don't care about anything else. But it's what happens after that that you need to pay close attention to. You need to look at their behavior. You need to look at what they're asking you to do. Okay? And they're not going to say they expect you to do it because it's still early on at that point. But they're going to start asking you to do things. And you know, as a guy, that if a lady asks you to do a few things here and there and you deny her every time, at some point she's going to be like, then why am I with you? You know, if you're not here to support me, why should I support you if you don't support me? So they can be very manipulative. You got to be very, very careful. You got to, actions speak louder than words. Okay? And in the cases of these situations where I've been in a relationship with a woman that is in a transition period where I didn't really realize it initially, okay, I saw signs, you know, in the middle of all these relationships where I felt like this is not right and I should just leave her. I should just, you know, tell her it's not working out for me. But what did I do? I stayed in it because I was emotionally attached. And, you know, once I emotionally attach, you know, I'm there. It's hard to get rid of that emotional attachment. And a lot of women know that. A lot of women know once they get you emotionally attached, they can pretty much get almost anything from you. And you're not going to leave them no matter what they do. What I'm telling you guys out there, and this is a lesson for you ladies as well, no disrespect, okay, is look for these signs. If something doesn't feel right, even if you've been dating somebody for 6 months, 8 months, a year, 2 years, and something all of a sudden doesn't feel right, talk to your partner about it. Call them out on it and see how they react to it. If they react to it positively, okay, and they're saying, no, it's so, you know, no, it's all good. No, sorry if you feel that way, baby. Let me make it up to you. If they don't behave in a positive way, and instead they say, oh no, why would you think that? I would never do that to you. They start yelling at you. I can't believe you accused me of this. If they respond to it in that way, you need to walk away at that moment. Say, you know what? I didn't sign up for this. I don't appreciate the way you're treating me. I was feeling that something is off. I wanted to talk with you about it, just like you would want to talk with me about something if you felt something was off on the flip side. And because you're not giving me that courtesy and you're disrespecting me and you're yelling at me, I'm going to go. Best of luck to you. Good luck on your search. And then you just take off. If you're at her place, you just take off and leave. Okay? If she's at your place, you ask her to leave. Okay? If you're at the dinner and you're driving, you drive her home or back to her car and you leave. You immediately end it right there. Because if you don't, not only are you enabling her to continue that behavior, it's going to continue leading to the demise of your relationship. And then down the road, she's going to break up with you when she no longer has a use for you once she got whatever she needed to get through you during her transition period. Okay? That she may not even be realizing on her conscience, it may be on her subconscious. Okay? Women have a guilty conscience, so a lot of this stuff will not be on their conscience, but it'll be on their subconscious. Okay? And that's even more dangerous because at that point, the woman tricks herself to believe that she's not doing anything wrong to you when in essence she's using you. And that's how I'm going to end this video here today at 50 minutes. Oh, I actually have a video that's under an hour today. I may come back later tonight with another video from my studio, or I may do a response video I was going to do a couple days ago regarding a Fox News report. It's very interesting. If I don't get a chance to do that today, maybe I'll do that tomorrow. But if this is the only video you get from me today, have a great day, everyone. Be good to yourselves. I'm going to go in and enjoy the rest of the day here. It looks like there's not a cloud in sight. I have not checked the weather report to see when the next rain is coming, but hopefully they don't just come in and start dumping on me while I'm taking the rest of my walk here today. All right. So yeah, and if there's a topic you want me to discuss, okay, and it's a topic that you feel and I would feel would be great for all of my followers to watch, just send me an email at sanctuary@coacheliasmelas.com. Sanctuary, SANCTUARY at coacheliasmelas.com. And share your story with me. And if it's something that I feel is worthy to put out to my entire audience, I'll do that for free. If not, you have other options by going to my coaching services tab and paying a measly $19, and I'll do any topic of your choice. And I'll do it within 7 days or less, guaranteed. All right. Have yourselves a good one, and I'll see you all soon. See you next time. Bye-bye now.